Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for watching News 8 Now at noon. I'm Dua Esrar. Governor Tony Evers wants you to be able to decide the future of abortion access in Wisconsin. On Wednesday, Evers pushed the legislature to allow voters to make decisions on any issue via ballot referendum. Wisconsin doesn't allow that for now, even though half the states in the country do. Evers says this step is worth the extra effort as a change is necessary to take on abortion bans specifically.
If Republican legislators aren't going to uphold the will of the people, then the people of the state should have the right to take a stand at the ballot box.
That's why Governor Evers wants to make it easier for Wisconsinites to put constitutional amendments and laws on the ballot as referenda. He's calling the legislature back into session next month to try and make that happen. Why now? Because Evers says abortion is on the ballot.
And when it comes to reproductive freedom, the will of the people isn't the law of the land. But it damn well should be, folks.
Right now, the only statewide referenda are for constitutional amendments, but it's a long process. It first has to be passed by the legislature in 2 different sessions before going to the people for a vote. The change would allow anyone to propose an amendment or a new law. Just get enough signatures and it's on the ballot.
This would give, if you like, an escape valve for people who feel that somehow the democracy is no longer representing them. If they can get enough signatures, they can get on the ballot a particular proposal.
The change would affect any topic going forward, not just abortion. Evers says he got the idea from U.S. Senator Ron Johnson, who's pushed for Wisconsin voters to have a say on the issue.
I think the democratic process in Wisconsin will have something other than the 1849 law.
Last week, Johnson floated the idea of putting a referendum on the state's abortion ban before the people.
As of last week, this idea has new bipartisan support in Wisconsin. I agree with U.S. Senator Ron Johnson, and there's a sentence for you.
If the legislature approves it, Wisconsinites can submit possible laws or constitutional amendments as referenda to the state's Elections Commission. With enough signatures, those proposals could be on the ballot. If the legislature decides to take up Evers' proposal, it would have to approve it twice. However, they may not approve it, as some Assembly and Senate leaders think the move is a political stunt. The Marquette Law School poll discovered that more people are not happy with the U.S. Supreme Court's job. The national survey says 60% of adults currently disapprove of the job the court is doing, a number that's remained fairly consistent since June when the court decided to overturn Roe v. Wade. Absentee ballots are on their way to voters. If you are voting absentee, you will have a few rules to follow. Ballots must be returned by mail or in person. You can only return a ballot in for someone else if you're helping a disabled voter who can't do it themselves. Make sure you fill out all the information on the envelope and sign the certificate. Ballots must be returned on or before Election Day.
Well, we are seeing some fair weather cumulus clouds here in the skies across much of downtown La Crosse and much of the Coulee region, I should say, too. But of course, the main story is those temperatures. It's feeling a lot cooler across the area. There is City Cam 8 showing a very dry sky, and you can see our temperatures now are into the upper 50s, low 60s, 58 in Eau Claire, and 61 degrees currently in La Crosse. And overall, this is about, I would say, about 5 to 10 degrees cooler compared to what we were for the last 24 hours. So yeah, big difference there in terms of temperatures, and we will continue to remain very similar here throughout the day with highs mainly into the mid 60s by the time 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock roll around. Could see some cloudier skies between 5 and 7 before partly cloudy conditions later into tonight. But overall, a cool night here. Relatively cool night is in store here for us as well. Feels a lot like fall around here, Dua, and I'll have your weather forecast in just a bit.
Sounds great. Thanks, Derek. Gunderson Health System is joining the effort to feed the hungry. Gunderson donated $50,000 to the food pantry to help fund the transformation of Wafer's new location. Wafer is taking over the former Gordy's Market building on La Crosse's north side, and the pantry's executive director says a donation like this will help them serve more people.
You know, Gunderson Health System has been supportive of Wafer for so long, and so it's not really a surprise that they decided to come alongside us in this project, but we're very thrilled that they find value in the project.
The new facility will include more storage for both food and vehicles, loading docks, and a drive-up canopy. Last year, Wafer served 30,000 people. The building project is expected to be finished in the spring. And here's today's medallion hunt hint. Clue number 4 is back from battle to haul passengers, goods, and wares docked along the Black to take on more upstairs. Inexperienced with a new special kind of fluid, a lantern sparked the remains of somewhat disputed. And coming up, false school threats are becoming a national concern. Schools across the country, even right next door in Minnesota, are concerned. More on this crisis after the break.
Under Governor Evers, hardworking Wisconsin families are being left behind. We're paying more for food, gas, everything. And Tony Evers tried to make us pay even more, a 20% gas tax increase, doubling the tax on home heating bills. And while Evers puts the squeeze on us, he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to people who refuse to work. He even opposes drug testing welfare recipients. Tony Evers is leaving hard-working Wisconsin families behind.
The guy behind me couldn't stop in time. Ran right into my bike.
I wanted to know what my case was really worth. I knew I had only one opportunity to get all the money I deserved. That's why I called Hupy and Abraham.
They got me way more than I expected.
If you were injured in a motorcycle accident, don't take a chance on your future. Put the experience and knowledge of Hupy and Abraham on your side.
They know motorcycle law. A good lawyer shouldn't cost you more. They should get you more.
Call Hupy and Abraham and tell them you mean business.
It says here, United Healthcare has America's most chosen Medicare plans and local Medicare plan experts.
They'll even find you a plan with good dental coverage.
How do you know?
Maggie, my local Medicare plan expert. She helped me find the right plan.
With benefits including prescription drug, vision, and dental coverage, our Wisconsin team is ready to help you find a Medicare plan that meets your needs and budget.
Talk to a local Medicare plan expert today at 1-888-SHOP-UHC.
Being there every minute of every day. As your community electric cooperative, it's not just our way of doing business, it's our way of life. And as a Touchstone Energy Cooperative member, that means value that goes far beyond the energy we provide. Value you can't really put a price on. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Take your wand.
That's not a wand, it's a stick.
It will be a wand once you learn your magic. American Home, Fireplace and Patio here. Who doesn't eat every day? Why not let us make your meals all special? Great gas, perfect pellet, and charming charcoal Komodos are in stock waiting for you.
Where's your wand?
Right here. It used to be a stick.
What happened?
It grew.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
Schools across the country are facing a wave of disruptions from false reports of school shootings and threats. Some know the false reports as swatting because when these threats are reported, they bring a large police presence. Violence in schools is becoming a national crisis, worrying students and their families. Police officials are urging the public to come forward with any information. Lord High School in Rochester, Minnesota experienced one of these threats just yesterday. Jessica Bringe has the story.
Shortly past 10 on Wednesday morning, law enforcement agencies rushed on scene to Lord High School in Rochester following a report of shots fired inside the school.
This triggered a multi-agency, multi-discipline response.
During a press conference, authorities confirmed the call at Lord did come from a real person, but was a hoax, with the suspect using an internet phone number not from Minnesota. The false reports are known as swatting because they're meant to bring in SWAT teams or other heavily armed police units.
This is a ridiculous phone call that we received, but it is reflective of our capability to respond to these things in a rapid, quick manner, melding together and rapidly responding to these things to ascertain that there is no threat.
While Wednesday's 911 call turned out to be a hoax, the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office says when incidents like this are real, they're some of the most horrific situations law enforcement officials have to respond to in their career.
This is reality, unfortunately, and it's really sad reality in our country and our world today.
Without an actual active shooter threat, the lack of physical injury is, of course, positive. But these types of incidents can still have real-world emotional consequences.
Students, adolescents' mental health is already in a very challenging place right now. And when you traumatize them at school like this, that's very difficult for them to overcome.
Logan High School experienced a threat to their school last weekend, causing the principal to postpone their homecoming dance. Police officials confirmed that this incident was not related to swatting at Lord High School. And as we head to break, here is a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Stay with us. The newest medical news is next.
When we got pregnant with Lizzie, we were so excited. So when the complications started, it was really scary.
We never considered ending the pregnancy, but those are the kinds of decisions only a family can make. But Derek Van Orden wants the government to do it, banning all abortions, even when a woman's life is at risk.
I'm Betty.
I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Brad Paff. I approve this message because I'll never stop fighting for your right to choose.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Get yourself to the annual Warren's Cranberry Festival the last full weekend in September. Stroll over 3 miles of the most unique art and craft, flea and farm vendors in the country. If you can't find it here, you won't find it anywhere. See a working cranberry marsh with free walking tours. Eat your way through over 80 food booths, including ethnic specialties and Warren's own cranberry cream puff. And stay through Sunday and enjoy our grand parade. It's all happening the last full weekend of September. Just take the Warren's exit off I-94.
It's the Bobby Bones Show right here on Kicks 106.3. Reed and Chelsea are up right after me at 10:30.
Okay, Reed, it's time to say thanks.
What did I do now?
Not you.
Grant?
No, Reed, it's time to thank our listeners for making Kicks 106.3 the highest rated country station in La Crosse County.
Kicks 106.3.
Thanks, La Crosse County.
In medical news, the harmful effects of losing sleep and the impact the pandemic had on healthcare workers. Christian Benavides has some of today's top health stories.
Healthcare workers are more emotionally exhausted as a result of the pandemic. That's according to a study in JAMA Network Open, which found nurses shouldering most of that burden. They reported increased emotional exhaustion every year since 2019, and doctors spiked sharply in 2021. A little chill could potentially treat and prevent type 2 diabetes. Research presented at the European Association for the Study of Diabetes found that shivering during repeated cold exposure improved glucose tolerance. It also decreased fasting blood sugar and blood fat levels. And don't make a habit of late nights. A study in the Journal of Experimental Medicine found a consistent lack of sleep can negatively affect immune cells. Doctors at Mount Sinai say even losing an hour and a half of shut-eye each night can potentially increase the risk of inflammatory diseases and cardiovascular disease. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
A new report shows more people in the U.S. are surviving cancer more than ever before. The American Association for Cancer Research found in the past 3 years the number of cancer survivors living in the U.S. increased by more than 1 million. As of January, there were 18 million cancer survivors in the U.S. The association said that number is expected to increase to 26 million by 2040. The report credits the progress against cancer to fewer people smoking and improvements in catching and treating cancer early. And here is a live look through CityCam 8. Derek is in next with our forecast.
I received a call that my granddaughter had been hit. She suffered a serious brain injury and nearly died. The driver should have been in jail. Mandela Barnes supports no cash bail that puts criminals like Daryl Brooks back on the streets. He's more worried about criminals than victims. Mandela Barnes doesn't have the judgment to keep our communities safe.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Perkins Burger, Fries, and Pie combos are back, starting at $10.99. Mix and match any of our 100% Angus beef burgers with fries and a slice of any of our pies. And don't forget to order pumpkin pies and muffins from our bakery. Order online at perkinstogo.com.
You're not always going to be here, but you always have this. Whether you're here, or anywhere really, the News 8000 app lets you stay updated on your time. Get it today so you can have here.
Joe Biden on Medicare for All.
It's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Medicare for All would double your income taxes, ban employer-provided and union health plans, and bankrupt Medicare for seniors. Mandela Barnes still supports Bernie Sanders' socialist takeover of your health care.
Medicare for All is the easiest way to get us to universal health care.
Mandela Barnes, more liberal than Joe Biden, way too liberal for Wisconsin.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
When the insurance company knows that Bygoff and Rohde is on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. They know that if they're not being fair with our client, they're going to find themselves in court, which is the last place they want to end up. So many attorneys will take in a case, but they won't go to court. That's the only way you can hold an insurance company accountable to make certain that you're getting the compensation that you deserve for the injuries you've suffered. And that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
CityCam 8 is brought to you by the Board Store. A new entry door is like a smile on the face of your home. As the only Provia Platinum dealer in the area, the Board Store can help you design the door that welcomes you home. Download the News 8000 First Alert weather app from your app store today.
Oh, a gorgeous look there from CityCam 8 behind me, showing the fair weather cumulus clouds way into the distance there. But overall, we got majority of the sky is looking nice and clear here for us. It's 61 degrees with a north-northeast breeze at around 12 miles an hour. River stage 5.09 inches and dropping here along the Mississippi in La Crosse. Current temperatures across the tri-state looking at current readings mainly into the upper 50s, low 60s now. We got 61 degrees in Mason City, 57 now in Madison. So really a lot of us are dealing with the fall-like weather with current temperature readings across the Coulee region into the upper 50s to low 60s. 58 degrees currently in Eau Claire and 61 in Winona and 57 degrees currently in Viroqua. And overall, that's about a 5 to 10 degrees of a cooler difference compared to the last 24 hours. We're still feeling the effects from that cold front that moved in a couple of days ago, dragging in that northerly wind and helping to cool us down. Now, today is the first official day of fall, and we have the autumn equinox here today at officially around 8:04 p.m. Central Time is when we can officially welcome in fall. And usually what happens here is that the sun is directly positioned across the equator. The equinox is actually a Latin word for equal day and night, where we have approximately equal day and night for our northern hemisphere and also the southern hemisphere. And it also means we're going to start getting cooler here across the Coulee region as well. We do have that high pressure system just positioned to our north, which is responsible for bringing us a lot of quiet weather conditions that you see here on the local satellite and radar picture. Not too much in the way of active weather by any means. We got forecast high temperatures this afternoon into the low to mid 60s. I'm expecting Eau Claire to reach 62 today and La Crosse to reach around 66. Viroqua at 60 degrees. And as far as your daycast is concerned, it will be mostly sunny, 65 degrees at 3 o'clock and a few clouds by 5, and then maybe some cloudier weather moving in by the time we reach early this evening. Let's talk about Sky Tracker here. That high pressure system to the north is going to continue to build across the area. That's why our weather should remain quiet here throughout the day and also into this evening as well. We will be looking at very little in the way of clouds, but by tomorrow that changes though. We're watching a low pressure system move in from the west. That's going to enhance the cloud cover, and also some rain showers are possible into tomorrow afternoon. And then another wave of scattered showers, maybe even a couple rumbles of thunder are possible as we head into tomorrow night. So that's why our rain chances are going to go up here with this system here moving through. And it looks like even as we head into the weekend, there's still some spotty chances of rain showers across the Coulee region. We'll get to your 8-day forecast in a second, but for tonight, 45, partly cloudy and colder. Light and variable winds to work with. For tomorrow, again, watch out for some of those showers, 63 degrees and south winds at around 10 to 20 miles an hour. All right, let's get a check now your next 8 days, and you'll see that we do have those rain chances in the forecast tomorrow and through Sunday before we start to dry out as we head into next week. And then skies then turn mostly sunny again next week. Highs remain though into the 60s, and our low temperatures do into the 40s, low 50s.
All right, Derek, I know that we're getting that fall weather, but when are the leaves going to look like fall? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, they usually start changing color, I would say, like towards the last week here into October. You'll start noticing that, and also into November too. So,
all right, awesome. I'm going to be looking forward to that.
Yep.
All right, after the break, goats are grazing, but not where you think. Stay tuned to meet the herd of goats that have maintained an airport field all summer long.
I'm Tori Kale-Schultz with News 8, and we are celebrating a month-long of National Hispanic Heritage Awareness, and I'm here with Jesus. Jesus is the Complex Health and Safety Manager here at Pilgrims. Jesus, how does Pilgrims embrace the Hispanic culture?
We do have like the Cinco de Mayo celebration. I think that that's something huge. Whenever they serve meals, they try to think about our whole population, and they try to include meals that include everybody. They did also start a program not too long ago where they're trying to get people to learn English and Spanish to be able to communicate a lot better. So I think that that also helps a lot bridge out that communication piece there. Also, the opportunities here are pretty fair with everybody. I have had a great career here with Pilgrims and had the opportunity to grow. As you can see, I've been here for 4 years, and I've been growing within the company, and that just also speaks well of how they treat us all fair.
I'm with Angie. She is an HR coordinator here at Pilgrims. And Angie, I'm wondering, generally speaking, how does Pilgrims differ from other businesses in respects to how they treat you with Hispanic heritage?
Pilgrims treat us differently because they provide equal opportunities for everyone. They are willing to invest training into us to see us advance. We also have an open door policy, and they're always willing to help us. And I think team members truly appreciate that because they know we're always available and we're here to help them.
Natalie, what does Pilgrims offer to its Hispanic team members to make them know that this is a great place to start a career?
There's a lot of different resources that we offer. We offer bilingual trainers, supervisors. We have different type of ESL courses that they can take. We also offer everything that we have in English for better understanding the job, in Spanish as well.
The 8000 Plus app. Stream on your time.
After sinking every day for more than 3 months straight, the average price for a gallon of gas just went up. Although the price has only gone up a penny, the average price now sits at $3.68. The increase ends a 98-day streak of falling gas prices at the pump. That was the second longest streak on record, dating back to 2005. Although 1 cent isn't too much, experts say if the prices keep ticking up, that could make it harder for the general government to keep inflation in check. And it's a job well done for a herd of goats in Chicago. They just wrapped up a summer season spent chowing down on overgrown vegetation at O'Hare International Airport. This is the 9th year that goats and other grazing animals have worked to help clear away scrub vegetation around the airport. It's part of an eco-friendly program to keep the airfield safe and maintained, and the animals will now head to warmer areas as fall weather approaches. That makes me want to fly home just to see those goats. Stay with us. We will have one more check of your forecast when we return.
Those cool, crisp nights are on their way. Stay warm and cozy with an easy-to-use gas fire table from La Crosse Fireplace Company. Stop in now for the best selection and get 25% off all in-stock fire tables. This is our biggest fire table sale of the year, and quantities are limited. Enjoy your cool evenings outside and save 25% on fire tables at La Crosse Fireplace Company. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is outside by the fire.
Is it time for new carpet in your home or business? Then it's time to visit Carpets to Go. As Wisconsin's premier flooring sales, Carpets to Go has the best in selection and name brands. There's a lot to consider when choosing the best carpet for you. With a tremendous selection and expert advice, you won't go wrong. Tile flooring adds beauty and style to any area. It's low maintenance and resistant to scratches and stains. With free estimates and design, financing and installation available, there's no better choice than Carpets to Go at their convenient location in Onalaska.
Meet Brad Pfaff. He never had a job outside of politics. Seriously, he hung around long enough to climb that political ladder. He'll never fix Washington. He won't even try. Me, I spent 26 years fighting for our country. I served as a Navy SEAL, and I know how to get things done. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we're sending to D.C.
Make this year the Halloween of your screams. Get scary savings with 11% off all Halloween. Now at Menards.
Download the News 8000 app today.
Well, we are expecting a chance of rain here as we head into the next few days. That is from this next system moving in from the west, and our high temperatures will be mainly into the 60s here for a while. We expect that trend to continue into next week as well, with highs into the 60s under mainly sunny skies, and our low temperatures also falling into the 40s and 50s. So happy first day of fall. And Dua, why don't you close us out? I think you got your hula hoop ready. We're going to hula hoop in the fall.
We weren't going to hula hoop. I actually originally planned for Derek to hula hoop because it's the last few hours of summer. I see someone throwing a hula hoop at me.
There it is.
Oh,
Do it. We're going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Dua.
All right. We're hula hooping. This is hilarious. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well,
now make sure you fall. It's fall.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Well, what's your fall activity planned, Derek?
Going up for a nice fall walk.
Nice. Thank you for
Don't
watching
fall.
News 8. We'll see you here tonight.